on that energy weapon as Sentinels get eliminated. Team Liquid, though, being on the high ground in this final zone closing, the only team who is in the best spot to win this first game is VK Gaming. The least contested team, the only team on the east side of this zone. Team Nemesis, ROC, Alliance, Wolves, and Team Liquid have to now extend as Alliance get eliminated.
Alliance get knocked out, but look at that focus fire coming out onto Team Liquid. They try to utilize this balloon, but no, it's not going to be enough. It's starting to be VK Gaming picking up a lot of kills. Wolves find one more on the roof, as Liquid end up going down. Final 3 squads remaining. VK Gaming controlling the outside. Wolves porting to the out, and Team Nemesis dropping down.
Only a matter of time until Buffet is feasted on by VK Gaming, trying to extend on this fight. Nemesis being one of the teams with Remake Towers being on Newcastle. Kashaya cannot get the shields off in time as VK Gaming are able to take the first game within our match point finals.
Gen.G trying to deal with NIP to their backs with that wall now, giving them some coverage. We know that ROC don't want to push out quite yet. They're waiting for the knocks. There it is, NIP! The nade onto Dexter, and they want to push for it.
That's a green light for ROC now to be in the best position amongst these last 3 teams now. Vaxon looking down at these teams. As long as they hold this spot, the calm before the storm, NIP try to mirror that of ROC. They put him in the catwall, but they can't give up the space just yet. They can't fully extend because Gen.G are still alive, even if they're bludgeoned. Kurov gets taken out.
ROC are trying to slow things down, but the Diva to the face from Asia gets the knock onto Deeds, and now Ninjas and Pajamas are trying to regroup.
Gen.G gets the res, by the way, and now they're going to try to move in late to this fight. This spells chaos for ROC, as now NIP playing Ring of the Round, the Rosie, have taken up this high ground.
Gen.G now left with Zicky, the slide down from 2 members to try and finish him off. Gen.G, it's Saucer on the low ground here. It's an all-out brawl.
Now moving up though, Saucer as a solo looking down at Curve. NIP get eliminated as it's the 1v1. Saucer with ROC take game number 2 with a huge clutch. What an intense final fight.
Maxwell be brought back to his feet here by Deeds momentarily though. Deeds now has to escape on the Newcastle, but I mentioned that Kraber, and there is Zero again as a solo here for Falcons.
ROC will not be finding match point here, but Falcons maybe can do something still with Zero here.
Phony gets one in the back, but it's not going to remove that head. He will stay on his feet. No more Kraber bullets to work with though for Zero. That makes it a little bit more difficult for him to control the space around as that solo player.
I mean, I bet Zero would love a final circle like we just saw previously, ending up in a 1v1v1. But right now, there is 4 squads still remaining. I still want to point out the fact that 100 Thieves also have a Newcastle here, which could be very beneficial for them.
VK trying to hold at the moment, but Sentinels are pressurizing them. Sentinels are stifling them. And Casa is now the last player alive. VKG have been picked apart here. 100 Thieves still on that high ground, waiting for their opportunity to pounce.
Carter doing some good damage, but does get snared. Zero playing a part in this fight as well, but has now been spotted out. VK eliminated though. Falcons get top 3, but that's going to be short-lived. It's a 3v3, 100 Thieves versus Sen.
Carter has not had the chance to pop a shield barrier or get a shield swap though, and 100 Thieves will march forward. 100 Thieves from the high ground after the clutch will surely move in to win this game here. Game number 3 belongs to 100T, and Gen pops off. ROC still outputting damage. They know Gen.G are in this corner. They just can't quite get the angles for those headshots. One day to do it. And I don't think they've got any in the backpack.
I mean, really good position here for ROC, and a really good composition to work with as well. Having that castle wall available. Nemesis still have 1 player alive, but Team Liquid taking a fight against Gen.G right now. You can also see Wolves are getting a big fight against Fnatic.
SAUL, you mentioned how they'd taken the west side completely earlier on. Well, they're still there. Up on the high ground on that western side. Na'Vi still alive, taking on Gen.G. Jacko will get a finish in that fight. Zip's going to go out. That's going to allow them to cross.
Oh, wow.
The wall goes down. Bang, center zone for ROC.
Such good ideas and such good positioning, using both ultimates now to secure a spot. But you need to be making sure you're looking at this building, because Na'Vi were going to try and do the same thing.
Well, the big thing there you might notice as well, they picked up a couple of frag grenades from some death boxes around them. As teams leave this building, a couple of sky nades could go huge here for ROC.
This would be massive for ROC to steal points away from other teams, to make sure they have an even bigger gap between themselves and the rest of the lobby. Gen.G go down, SAUL eliminated too.
Vaxon Wants some KP, uses that grapple to get in, influence a fight, Fnatic will go out. Na'Vi will fall next as well as Team Nemesis and the solo will fall. Vaxelon outplaying damage, putting up numbers of Wolves. They might be next as ROC start to go crazy in this game.
This is a masterclass from Deeds with Newcastle play as well. The shield wall comes out to give them protection. Liquid now go down, and ROC versus NIP.
NIP, welcome to Vaxelon. The man with this Devo on the Pathfinder has been electric in this game. Match point hit, champions now, huge performance. ROC are on fire.
Now here in our final four for this zone, we've got Na'Vi, NIP, Team Falcons. We're now sitting at 27 points, and of course, VKG. Two of them have been thirsted. It's just QQ left as a rat.
If he hasn't already hit that replicator before, by the way, Kuriv lacking on the energy ammo department here with that Devo. Vayne spotting out QQ though. Gonna be able to keep rushing him out. He's forced to go into the zone, phasing out on the right. I mean, I love seeing something like that here. He got the shield swap, but I mean, come on. You're getting barrel shoved here, barrel looked down rather on the PK, and we know the PK's got some range. EMP though, Curve backs away here, needs some suppressed fire as Na'Vi looks to try to take this fight.
The final 3v3v3, Na'Vi push forward, Kurev gets the knock. Now, with two gone, they're gonna charge forward. Falcons coming in for the third party.
Falcons are looking to be on form right now. A little late to the party, but they're picking up KP. Na'Vi get eliminated. Our final 1v1 here. Our last two teams. McLovin sliding in, has to split his attention as Hal gets 2v1. They get the next knock, and it's only up to 0 as NIP. Off of getting match point, they get the dub on top of it all for game number 5.
Now we are left with 5 squads remaining, 5 full squads, so the rest did come through. Team Falcons, Team Liquid, TSM, Fnatic, and 100 Thieves. Colonel Garcia does need a top off there, has that med kit, but it's gonna be Fnatic, who's one of the best positions here on that high ground.
100 Thieves looking down the amp barrier. Gen looking right behind them. Portal play, in play, TSM. Now move up, Panic. The scout ahead here being on that Wraith. Jet takes it next. The EMP comes in afterwards. Walty loses out on his shield. Burhos gets being forced to pop the shield back. Gen trying to give him suppressed fire as they're now making their next Wraith play. There is 4 Wraiths in this lobby. The only team without a Wraith is Falcons.
Falcons, though, nearly has that Tempest ready to go. They'll have the move speed. They'll have the increased attack speed. Now they charge forward. Liable Ace gets one knock with a thermite though. Team Falcons full sends it and knocks out Liquid.
They get the reset, they have enough time while the team fight each other. Falcons could actually get a match point right here. 100 Thieves though, they're so close, but they don't clutch it. They get taken out, and the mother load from Falcons. This is gonna be the Falcons versus TSM fight as Falcons move up, but Walty has taken so much damage. The nades are too much. It is TSM that take the dub. Falcons go out, but they hit match point.
Waltzy's still on his back, trying to crawl towards his teammates. Emobi, he'll be finished. 2 banners picked up here. Zero will have to go Superman mode.
Ninjas in Pajamas with the chance to win the ALGS Midseason playoffs here at Esports World Cup 2025.
Take yourself back to the start of this game as we have just a moment of quiet. The race for this building. NIP win it. They hold it, they control it, and they have Caustic in their lineup, in their composition that could hold the space and deny teams from approaching. But can they convert? Now it's a test of steel.
And whilst none of these 3 players on Ninjas in Pajamas have won a LAN, think about who has won a LAN stood behind them.
VP and Gen.G, they're fighting, and VP will go down. The only thing that is hurting NIP in this position is the armors that they have. Falcons are eliminated. It's NIP, or we go one more.
They are on blues though. There are some blues here. Wolves Esports still with a big chance because actually Wolves are backing off and suddenly Gen.G are right next to Ninjas in Pajamas.
Gen.G are climbing above them. Gen.G are above them. Zeki with a Kraber. Zeki with the Kraber, but Gen.G go down. Vayne is lost alive. He can't do it. We go again here in Riyadh.
Wolves Esports, they found the little position right between all the teams. With the chance to try and win the tournament himself, I don't think there's any way you're going to get the team back. So instead we look about who is going to cross match point maybe here in match 8.
Gen.G on match point. Asia trying to find some ammo, trying to find a shield swap. Will do exactly that, sprays and prays. But Legacy is not letting him feel comfortable at all here. Asia comes back with a spray of his own. Just go down. Legacy weak. Has to pick up a reload here, looks for another armor swap to make sure he doesn't make any mistakes.
So Gen.G crossed the match point threshold, as did Nemesis before they died, may I add. A couple more teams put in the mix for match 9, excuse me, if we get there. And I say if, because we still have 2 match point teams alive, albeit as solos. Vaxlon on the Pathfinder, VKG with a Wraith.
QQ on the Wraith. Can you believe we watched the 2 solos, the only players on match point, stare each other in the eyes, and both of them survive. Vaxlon, though, is taking damage. The world champs on our screens. S8UL will be out next, down to 4. 2 teams, 2 solos, still on match point.
Gen.G and Na'Vi are currently looking at each other, shooting at each other, but they have spotted Vaxlon. They have not spotted QQ, though. If they take this 3v3, there is still a chance. As Hyaka goes down, there is still a chance one of these 2 teams could win it.
Gen.G trying to dispatch of Na'Vi. Slab is the last alive, playing behind the knockdown. Even as solos, with all 3 Gen.G players still on their feet, you have to think that Gen.G are going to keep this one going. Vaxlon's still alive. 2 solos, both on match point. Gen.G control the fate of the ALGS Midseason playoffs.
It's Kraber as well for QQ. A big shot could change everything, but that was his last bullet, I believe. As now they push in onto QQ.
But he jumps into the void. Vaxlon, by the way, still alive, but now Gen.G bring that game to a close. An epic.
Loader has to play Enforcer here because he is the enemy Caustic. He needs to infiltrate through that gas right now. Pressure onto Wolves. VKG trying to control as much space as possible. Sentinels, the only other team not on match point, starting to make their move right now onto VKG.
VKG splitting up their attention, still looking at that one member of Wolves. Gen.G now wrap up. VKG are in such a good spot. They get that knock onto Donut. They have to hold on to height. QQ doesn't know right behind him though. Having to be careful. Crazy Con being right there. They're splitting their attention, but they cannot let Sentinels walk up for free.
Wolves as a solo, Gen.G as a solo. Right now, VK Gaming were evicted from the high ground. They slowly take it back though. And take a look at this, Wolves. They're gonna try and go for a miracle play here. Crazy Kong plugging them in before he heals.
This would be a game-breaking moment with a clutch run from Wolves Esports. But Crazy Kong gets taken out and the zone is closing in. VKG are primed. It's only up to Sentinels to keep this up. Loader taking height right now. VK Gaming now trying to follow up. That one member of Ziki tries to fly away and QQ take too much damage.
Gen.G are out and now Wolves Esports make their move as Wolves get the knock on Sentinels.
Remember, that was off the duo that drops out from the res. Wolves still have an opportunity, and there's only one member left from Sentinels. They don't do it! It ends here! VK Gaming! They take the dub! They are your champions of the ALGS Midseason Playoffs at the 2025 Esports World Cup. They did it for APAC South.
Often overlooked when it came to these international lands. But they showed time and again, they belong in every single final.
Everybody live in the Qiddiya Arena, make some noise for the winners of the ALGS Midseason Playoffs and the 2025 Esports World Cup.